Got to be on the radio here in about 10 minutes. Got to hustle up. There we go.
Good morning, Shane.
Morning, Heidi.
How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I'm out here at my wood pile where I started doing this stuff this last winter, and it's not a lot warmer this morning than it was in January when I first started doing this.
Well, it's probably a beautiful day out there.
It's a great day.
So I know you've been involved in a few meetings, so let's talk a little bit about how things have been going.
Yeah, there's plenty going on in central Montana. I did attend the Lewistown Public School System meeting on Tuesday about the $10.5 million bond that they're trying to get passed to the voters to do some maintenance on the school, the high school. And I do believe they made their case as far as there's some maintenance issues that need to be taken care of, and especially the roof. In fact, it's 40% of that $10.5 million is what the engineer says the cost will be on that. Seems to be like a pretty important thing to do. Interestingly, I live in Grass Range, and I'm not in the Lewistown School District, so I don't have a dog in the hunt as far as the effect on my taxes to raise that money. Of course, the voters that are in the Lewistown Public School System District, they're going to have to decide what they think the value in that is. And again, I think the school system did make their case. And if you have any questions, I think as a taxpayer, as a resident person paying into that Lewistown Public School System District, you should ask some more questions. Go talk to the board, contact them directly. Jeff Southworth gave a very good presentation, and then the engineer got up there and went through specifics, and there was questions answered. There's only about 70 folks in the audience. There were a lot of other a lot of events going around in Lewistown, so it was more likely attended than some meetings like that. But again, there's all kinds of stuff going on in Lewistown that night. And like I said, they made their case. So if you're on one side of the fence or the other or straddling, give the Lewistown School Board, a call. Go talk to them. That's my recommendation anyway.
Okay.
Wednesday was a really busy day for me. We had actually 5 meetings. I went to the Grass Range and Roy schools. It was our first day of school. And just pop in and say hello. I'd like to do the same thing in Winifred one of these days. And around Lewistown. But the day of meeting started with the DNRC at the Yogo Inn about the emerald ash borer infestation that is not into Lewistown yet, but it is east of us, and they're trying to get ahead of it and make sure there's prevention going on, and if there's any detection, take care of the problem. Really good presentation. I wasn't able to stay all the time because I got to go out to the Fergus County Fairgrounds to partake in a ribbon cutting of a solar installation project that happened on the pavilion out there. And actually, that was a really good money-saving project for the county because they had the 10K base system donated by the company who installed it, and then some really good incentives for the rest of the money to install the rest of the system. And the good thing about it is it will reduce the cost of their electricity for the taxpayer to pay over the long haul. That looks to me like was a pretty doggone good thing. That was spearheaded and put on by the Central Montana Resource Council. Lori Laura put it together, and kudos to her, hats off on her for being the bulldog and getting it done. Then the governor showed up to Veterans Park in the afternoon, about 4:30, 4:45. He came over to present an award to Staff Sergeant Greg Atherton. He happens to live in Grass Range, too. So we're kind of neighbors, although I'm out of town. But he would give Greg an award for service in the military and the other things he does around the community. Governor Gianforte and his wife were both there, and a pretty good entourage, great presentation. Congratulations, Greg. Then the last thing, of course, of the day was my U.S. Constitution class, the 7th installment of 8 U.S. Constitution classes at Central Baptist Church. We got one more to go. And there's a lot of people already asking me when the next one is. So people out there in the listening audience, let me know. I'd love to come back in, pick a night or an afternoon, time, place, and we'll make it happen. I'm certainly open to suggestions, and I want to continue the education on the U.S. Constitution. And today is a special day out in the Winnett area, Petroleum County. The ACES crew there has done a lot of good work around there helping to get things restored. So we're going to have a potluck out at the Flat Willow Hall this afternoon at 1 p.m. Go out and see the renovations that have been done out there. I've never been to Flat Willow Hall, so it's going to be a fun thing for me. I think I've seen it. I think I can drive right to it, but we'll be there. Plus, in the afternoon, they're having a pickleball tournament in the Petroleum County Community Center at 2:30, and then at 5 p.m., they're having a 55 and Main grand opening, ribbon cutting. That's an old building they moved from where the Petroleum County Community Center is at right now. They moved it from that location to a new location, renovating it, and that ACES crew in Winnett get a lot done. If I could tell you the name of what ACES stands for right off the top of my head, I would be much farther ahead, but I know it's agriculture and sustainability, something else in the middle. I should actually commit that to memory. So that's it for the happenings of the week. Like I say, that Lewistown Public School System bond of $10.5 million is well worth your investigation into what all is going to go on and details about that by contacting the school board members. And I'm sure the Lewistown Public School System Superintendent, Brad, will be available to answer questions too. And Rebecca is the financial person there. She's full of information all the time, a great resource.
Yep, they are. So call the Lincoln Building, they can get you that information. And then, Shane, how do they get a hold of you?
Yes, anybody can get a hold of me at any time at 406-217-6107. And also on my website, ShaneKlakken.com. They can sign up for a newsletter where I put out a newsletter every Wednesday. And also I'm on the social media, Shane Klakken for Montana, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and also YouTube. I had somebody the other day at the Constitution class actually ask me, do you answer everything? And the answer is yes. Anything comes through email, I open it, respond. In some of those other platforms like TikTok, I don't understand it very well. Sometimes I see somebody's asked me a question in there and I'm able to respond. And I'm not on TikTok a lot right now because they require 2 to 3 times a day posting for the algorithm to get you out there, and I don't post 2 or 3 times a day. We've got, plenty of other things to do. Instagram is like a 1 time a day post that gets the algorithm energized, and Facebook's always available at ShaneKlakken.com. Again, my phone number 406-217-6107.
Okay. Anything else, Shane? Thanks for calling in, though, to report.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me again, and I appreciate your guys' openness to allow me to come on and just keep people updated. At the same time, I'm doing my weekly video right here out the wood pile, right over the top of my tractor. Oh, by the way, this family's never owned a tractor with a cab. So when folks complain about the air conditioner not working, I never had one. So anyway, for what that's worth.
All right. Well, thank you, Shane. You have a good day.
All right. Thanks. Have a good day.
To close today's video out, I do want to remind you to remember 3 names: Dan Wilson, Kurt Almy, and Troy Downing. I'd like you to consider voting for them, for Dan Wilson for the next Associate Justice of the Montana Supreme Court, and also Kurt Almy for our next senator to go to Washington, D.C. to join Senator Sheehy, and also for Representative Troy Downing to elect him in another term to go to Washington, D.C. to be our representative for the Eastern Montana District. Thank you.